What's happening? It's your boy Sleepy coming at you with another video. Like 2 months after the last one. Obviously, a lot of shit's happened around the world. People are in quarantine, and so am I. But, just like me and everybody else, people are still going out. I actually go out with a reason because I actually have to maintain a store, and get food, just basic essentials too. But, I could probably explain why I'm running my own store in another video instead of this one, mainly because I wanted to get to a story that well, never really told except for like a few friends. Blurstrike knows the story, actually. He was the one that gave me the idea to make a YouTube video about it. And the only reason he gave me the idea was because I've been trying to come back to YouTube for a while now. And we figured the best way to come back was to, tell something spicy. Like the one time I stomped out a homeless man in front of my store. Which is actually the story I'm going to be talking about in this video. I only chose this story mainly because it's short and I figured, it's the quickest one I can make a video about. But I have more personal stories I can talk about, but I'd probably save those for another video, mainly because I just want to see how this video does first before, I start rambling on and on about my personal life when nobody gives a shit. But anyways, that's enough of me. Let me just cut straight to the point. The story begins in the morning when I woke up to go open the store. I remember going out front with my dog and, just opening up like normal. But I looked down the street and there's like this homeless man, staring at me. And I remember staring back at him like for a minute, like the fuck does he want? I was giving him a mean mug, but he probably couldn't see, because I'd say he was like on the corner of a street and I'm in the middle, basically. And so after a minute of just me mean mugging him, I was like, he's probably not gonna do shit. Until I left it alone, and I just did, standard service at my store like I always do. I close up at 3 o'clock, just so I can get my lunch break in. I look down the street, and it's the same homeless man staring at me. And I'm thinking, like, what the hell is he? Did he die with his eyes open while, looking at my fucking store? And I remember just kind of like staring at him, and I was like, is he really dead? And I saw the motherfucker blink, so I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So I left for my lunch break. I come back, open the store again, and the homeless man finally gets up, walks over to my store, and he's like, hey, I would like a kawama. Now, for those of you that don't know, Mexican lingo, it's basically a 40-ounce beer, but they just call it a different name. Instead of a 40, they just call it a kawama. And then the thing about that is that you're supposed to bring, like, if you want basically the 40 ounce, you have to bring the same 40-ounce bottle, or have to charge, an import fee. It's the same for most stores in Mexico. But anyways, I told the man, like, hey, I can give it to you, but I have to charge you an import fee. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll be right back. He leaves. 5 minutes later, he comes back with the bottle. So I hand him the beer. He pays for it. I give him his change. And I was like, okay, cool. Smooth sailing. Another decent customer. So I go back to my PS4. And after about, I'd say, an hour or so, he comes back again. Like, hey, I'm here for my change. And I put GTA on pause. And I'm just like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, I'm here for my change. And I look at him, dumbfounded. I'm like, I already gave you your change an hour ago. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm here for my change. I'm here for my change. I'm like, I gave it to you, sir. I gave you the change. I have the bottle right here that you also gave me. And I was like, I already gave it to you. And he's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. I'm here for my change. I'm here for my change. And he starts getting aggressive. So I start getting aggressive. He's trying to, look down on me, thinking I'm going to fold. But no, we're both almost face to face, like going back and forth. Like, I gave you the change. No, you didn't. I gave you the change. And I remember out of annoyance, I grabbed the 40 ounce and I'm like, look, motherfucker, you gave me this bottle and I gave you the change. So he decides to grab the 40 ounce out of my hand, throw it in the street, spit on my floor, and call me a puto and tries walking away. And so, in the heat of the moment, I was like, this motherfucker did not just disrespect me in my own store. I got mad. I chased after him. Almost like it was an action film. I kicked the motherfucker in the back of the leg. Well, not really like a full kick, more like a side sweep. Where I was able to get him from the side of the leg, so he trips on the ground, and as soon as he fell, I remember just jumping up and going full force with with literally only my right leg, stomped on the motherfucker, and I hear like a crunch. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, you're gonna learn today, nigga. And I go in for the second stomp, and I hear my neighbor go, stop, stop. And, I'd say I got about like half of my force into the second kick, but not full force, because the neighbors actually managed to pull me back. They grab both of my arms. They start pulling me back. Somebody pulls up the homeless man, and they're just like telling him like, go away, go away. And the neighbors are like, calm down, calm down. I'm just like, the fuck you mean calm down? Did you not see what the fucker just did? And I'm trying to like go after him, but I got an old lady, pulling me back. So I was like, you know what, whatever. I get out the broom to clean up the glass. And the neighbors, I remember they went back to their house, but everybody was sitting outside staring at me like I just murdered a man. And I thought nothing of it. I just went back inside the store. I played GTA till closing time. And I remember they were dumbfounded. It looked almost like they wanted to talk to somebody. They didn't know whether to talk to the police, whether to talk to my aunt, whether to try and get in contact with my mother. They just didn't know what to do. Up until this point, the homeless man really hasn't passed by my store. Although he still does on rare occasions. I remember, I'd say like 2 months ago, he came to my store. He was already drunk as a skunk. He comes to my store like, yo, can I get some change, please? And I just remember looking at him and telling him, like, do you not remember me? And as soon as I told him that, he blinks. He like blinks twice, stares at me, has like a scared look, and then goes away. And after that, I have not seen the man. Which I'm okay with, because fuck that guy. Would I say he deserved it? In the heat of the moment, yeah. I felt like he did. But after some thinking, I feel like I went a little overboard. But, what's done is done. He's out in the streets doing his own thing. I'm in my store doing my own thing. Anyways, leave a like, comment, whatever you have to say about my story. I'll probably be uploading again, at a schedule now. So make sure you subscribe to, catch up on another video. I may or may not have planned next week. I really don't. But with that out of the way, I'll see you guys in the next video.